Someone just figured out who you are and they're scared. Collective, they didn't know how anointed, chosen, and protected you actually are. They weren't aware that you were sent here on a very special mission, a divinely guided assignment to raise the collective consciousness. Through your very presence, your energy elevates and shifts a room. That's why heads turn. That's why people be breaking their necks. That's why people get hostile and defensive, because they're triggered by your very presence. You ain't even say nothing. Collective, that's how powerful your energy is. They didn't know. Somebody that has been trying to overthrow you, antagonize you, provoke you, and get you to react in a negative way. They're scared right now because they didn't know who they was dealing with. See, they made that deal with the devil. See, what the entities on the lower frequency will do is they'll come to you in a vision or a dream, and they'll show you everything you've always wanted. The glitz, the glamour, the fame, the acclaim, the money, the accolades, and all the material goods, wealth, power, everything that they wanted. But all they had to do was go up against God's chosen. They don't know why they antagonize you. They don't know why they have this proclivity to provoke you, get you to act out of character. Why do they do that? We know, but they don't even know why they do what they do, guys. These people are walking around empty vessels. They're simply tools that the satanic frequency uses to knock down God's chosen. They don't want no chosen ones coming down here. They don't like you, and they want to get rid of you. But collective, you're too protected. They didn't know, and now they scared. Because when you come up against one of God's chosen, and you don't know how protected that person is, and that person ain't doing nothing wrong, collective, you don't even be doing nothing to these people. People be getting defensive and triggered just by your presence. Because they made that satanic contract, because they want to be on the low frequency, they already had animosity in their heart. They thought that they were getting everything that they always wanted. All they had to do was kill your character, try to harm your reputation. A lot of times when it comes to these gang stalkers, the people on the low frequency, the people carrying out a satanic agenda, they can't actually do anything to you. They can't actually harm you, because the karmic consequences would be dire. Even the entities on the lower frequency know that. Actually, they know that better than anyone. They have to play by certain rules. God sends the chosen ones down here, and God said, touch not my anointed. As long as you doing what you need to do, keeping your hands clean and not doing anything illicit, illegal, underhanded, or anything that's going to put you on that low frequency with them, you can't be touched. A lot of times these people know that they can't touch you. They can't actually do anything to you. So they try to kill your character, talk about you around the neighborhood, spread rumors and gossip. And because you keep to yourself, that only adds fuel to the fire, because you're not around to defend yourself. They talk about you when you're not even in the room to stick up for yourself, defend yourself. Cowardly is what it is. And these people operate in the shadows. They dance in the dark. But you're the light. You're the light bringer. You're the truth. You came down here to expose the darkness in these people's hearts and in these people's souls. And they don't like that. They don't want that exposed. They want to masquerade as they're innocent. They're the victim. They've been victimized by you. They make up tall tales, lies, fairy tales, fables about you. Collective, these people are writing fan fiction, saying you did this and you did that. You're a bad person. Can you believe they said this to me? Can you believe they did that? You're in hermit mode. You're not there to defend yourself. Nor do you wish to, collective. You ain't explaining yourself to these people. Because guess what? The people who believe the slander, they accept the lies as truth. They were never on your side to begin with. They wanted an excuse not to like you. These people that believe the smear campaign, they didn't like you anyway. They was looking for a reason. You see how they so quick to believe the lies without confirming, without fact checking? They don't care about facts. They'll gladly accept fiction because it sounds good. They want the tea. They live for the drama. And because you're quiet and you're to yourself, society has excluded you. You're always excluded from the group. Relationships never work out. You've been pushed and pushed and pushed into isolation. And then they use that against you. Anything they can use against you, they will. That's why you can't even say nothing to these people. These people that try to provoke you, antagonize you, say little slick stuff, get you to react. You can't say nothing to them. You can't reason with it. It's a demonic spirit. They're no longer a person. They are a vessel, collective. This person is scared, terrified now. Because your angels visited this person. Just like the satanic, low frequency, low dimensional entities visit them in a vision and a dream and compel them to act in a certain manner towards you, to get you to react negatively. Your angels visited this person too. Anybody can get touched. Anybody can get got. This person's been touched by an angel. And now they scared. Because an angel is way scarier than any demon. So they've been visited. And they've been warned, collective. And they're shook right now. This person is gagged. Because nothing they do works. And now it's starting to all add up. That's why the smear campaign backfired. That's why all the black magic and evil eye, witchcraft backfired. That's why their life is in shambles. That's why they tossing and turning, having nightmares at night. That's why people are starting to turn their back on them. Because they don't want to go down with that sinking ship. This person's in trouble now. Because you kept your hands clean, because you walked with honor, honesty, and integrity throughout this whole thing, throughout the assassination of the character attempts, throughout the assassination attempts, throughout the slander, the lies, the gossip, throughout the attacks, the spiritual, psychic warfare, you remained honorable, honest. You walked with integrity. You have self-respect, and you've been showing yourself love. You ain't been doing nothing illegal and illicit. You out here just trying to survive. But now you're about to thrive, collective. You didn't just go through all this for no reason. They want to drive you crazy, but now this person is going crazy, tossing and turning, trying to reason with them spirits that they made a deal with. But them spirits done sold this person down the river. They sold them out. The angels came to them and they pointed them right out. No, it was them over there. See, what they'll do is they'll use these people as vessels to keep their hands clean. That way, the actual demonic entities cannot experience any karmic backlash. All they're doing is using these people for their own agenda. Because they don't want people having a change of heart and going to the other side, walking on the right side of the path, walking on the right hand path. They want the people going down that left hand path. They don't want them saying goodbye to their addictions. They don't want them being healthy and forgiving people, healing, processing trauma, unpacking things that have been lying dormant, facing the shadow selves, leaving the low frequency and walking towards the high frequency. because that's one more soul that they lost. They don't want to lose any souls. They're not trying to have any casualties. So they try to make you a casualty. So you don't wake nobody up. They want to drag you down to the low frequency, drive you crazy. But you've been ignoring what you do not prefer. You haven't been reacting to these people. You've been handling difficult and challenging situations with grace and poise. Collective, you're being celebrated in the higher heavenly realms right now. They tried to drive you crazy, but you reversed the curse. All that bad energy got returned to sender. So now this person can't sleep at night. They tossing and turning, trying to negotiate. Trying to negotiate their way out of the deal, but they signed that deal in blood. Once you turn your soul over to the satanic frequency, that's it. There is no going back. You try to get out of that contract, you ain't getting out alive. This person might not get out alive for the crimes against humanity, the atrocities that they have committed against somebody who is innocent, keeping their hands clean, minding their own business. But this person had to be hateful. They had to be resentful. They already had animosity in their heart, so they signed up. They were recruited by the satanic frequency to carry out a demonic agenda, to get you out of here, get you to take yourself out, get you to incriminate yourself. But they got nothing on you, collective. Your hands is clean. So now this person is trouble. This person is trouble. So now they're in trouble. You've been clocked this person, collective. This person has been pointed out. This person has been identified. And it's not looking good. But their demise shall be your blessing, because you didn't become like them. You decided to rise above the hate. So that's why you're going to keep going up and up and up. New timelines, higher frequencies, where you're able to pursue your passion and your joy with reckless abandon and joyful expression, collective. You're going to be able to express your creativity. Be joyful without having to worry about interference and people hating and people trying to get you to shrink yourself. Nah, this ain't that. Finally, the last shall be first. It's only a matter of time, collective. You might even get to witness this person's demise. Don't be surprised if you bear witness to this person literally losing their mind.